First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Sham, Yahawashi by Sham, Qadash. We want to give double honors to our Apostle Ellis Great Millstone, who teach very well. We let this truth from and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity, man. And here we are again, week in and week out, to prophesy against this wicked place known as Babylon, the great, better known as America, man. And as we go in, throughout the days and throughout the centuries, throughout the years, things are seen evident that this place is at the end. Look at the chaos that these guys erupting up upon the planet Earth, man. Dr. Sham, you got something?
Yeah, back here. Proverbs 4 and verse 18. It says, "But the path of the just is as a shining light, that shining more and more into the perfect day."
Right there, it says the path of the just is as a shining light that shines more and more until the perfect day, man. So as time passes and the days go over, guess what? We get closer and closer into prophecy, man. And the Lord actually shine light of what this really means. Because it's getting to a point where IUIC can't say that sleeping with white women is the mark of the beast. They can't even say the mark of the beast is sin. Now, it's a possibility they might throw a chip in it, and the reason why is because the Lord is making it evident who the true prophets was in the first place, man. You got it, bro.
God, verse 19 says, "The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble."
Yes, and that's even going back into Esau, Edom, but even these 2/3, they're in the dark when it comes into prophecy. Ultimately, when a nigga gets shot down, it's a panic. Ultimately when the food or what it's called, a famine comes, what it's called, panic buying. When it's a storm or some shit like that, or some type of major events, niggas are panic buying, man. And ultimately, in order for you to live your everyday life and continue to live in this society, you're going to have to take this device. But again, he's going to push forth this device in the order of chaos. Because again, just touching on that panic buying, it's supposed to be a winter storm that's coming through. And every time a storm goes through, what happens? The grocery store be filled with people. During the time of the pandemic, guess what happened? Niggas was fighting over toilet paper. So imagine when the real things kick in, man. Niggas are going to be desperate in order to live their everyday lives. Real quick, you got some up?
The downfall of a kingdom, the AI overview, it says the downfall of a kingdom is rarely a single event, but rather a cascading failure of systems.
Hey, he says never a cascading failure of systems, man. And that's talking about this beast American government, this democracy system, and it's not working, man. And in Esau, he's playing on it. You got it?
Resulting in widespread chaos.
Come on.
Characterized by social disorder. Economic collapse. And power vacuum.
Read that again?
Caused
by what?
Characterized by social disorder, economic collapse.
We can see that the petrodollar is failing. That's the reason why silver raised up from $50 to $90 in 2025. You got it?
Historical and narrative examples show that this chaos often arises from a combination of internal decay.
You got it?
And external pressure.
What that is, pressure from above and pressure from beneath, man. Order and chaos, because throughout this disruption and all these things, it actually leads the cattle a certain way. That's why you have shepherds or guard dogs. The reason why they bark and lead the cattle, man. And that's what this devil ultimately is trying to do. He's going to try to lead you to taking that MOTB. You got it, right?
This is from AI Overview. This is a quote from Winston Churchill. It says, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." It says, it's a famous, likely apocryphal quote often attributed to Winston Churchill. It says, it says, signifying that severe disruptions offer unique, urgent opportunities to implement drastic, necessary or positive changes that will otherwise be impossible during stable times.
It says drastic to implement, because ultimately they're going to implement that seed work, right? And ultimately how they're going to do it through order out of chaos. Papa Bashar running the whole, they say 9 and verse 1. You know, because at the end of the day, this is a calculated scheme that this devil is doing. The beef between Gaza and Israel, even the shit that happened in the U.S., what happened up there in Minnesota. These are not no vain events these guys just doing for GP. No, it's a plan behind. It's a chess move.
If I may, it says urgent opportunity. Going back to that Revelation 12 and 12, this devil is moving fast because he know that he have but a short time. So like you got it.
And it's beautiful though, because again, that's how you know that Yahawashi is getting on his ass, man. You got that out?
Come. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass.
And we already seen some of the signs pass, man. The missiles upon the scene, Trump is in office, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. There's a lot of things that make it evident that we're at the end. You know, you got it.
Which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, so this is the time when Yahawashi, our Lord, Yahawashi is going to be ready to visit the world. And how the Lord's going to come and visit the world, he's not going to come in love and happiness. No, he's going to come in the spirit of war. You know, if I come to send, I come not to send love, I come to send a sword. Yeah, I come not to send peace, but a sword, man. You know, because that's why people think when the Lord comes back, he's just going to be on a pale white horse, his hair flowing in the wind, and he's just going to save everybody. No, man. The day of the Lord is going to be a terrible day, man. You know? Yeah.
Scripture say, I will visit thee with storm and tempest, you know, earthquakes in diverse places, you know, the flame of devouring fire. And we see all these things. You got fires down there in Chile. You know, you got earthquakes in diverse places. You know, and the storm and tempest you just mentioned. You know, this winter storm, man. You know, so we see that Yahawashi is visiting this place, man. You know, and things is only gonna get worse from here, man. You know, so like you got it.
You got it.
Come on, this is 2nd Ezra 9 and 2. Yeah. Then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
And we can see that, man. I know even last night up there at 5 Point South, it was niggas that was talking shit about Trump. When we used to camp there, it was niggas at 5 Point South that was protesting about Trump. But that's a futile effort because ultimately Trump is in office to fulfill the will of the Lord, man. And you're protesting to get Trump to fulfill the will of the Lord, man. You gotta realize, man, man's going to the Lord. How can then one man understand his own way? So even Esau trying to stop prophecy, subconsciously he's gonna fulfill it. You know?
Yeah. Man, like you gotta have spiritual vision to see what Esau is doing on the left hand side. You gotta know that this man is he wants to systematically collapse America, Babylon the Great, through the way of division, right? You got the right and the left, the Democrat, Republican, and different ideologies that he has created to cause some class together into corruption. Like the brother going into out of chaos shall become order. You know what I'm saying? Out of chaos you should bring forth order. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for you people to rebel and to protest, go on to the streets. You know, no justice, no peace. They like that because you're fueling their agenda. But what we have been involved with is the fact that the Lord is not with any of this, man. All right, He's with the complete overthrow of Babylon the Great. See, so as Esau's counsel is going forward, the NWO, right, which is called division. Simultaneously, you got the elect prophesying of America's destruction. So you're seeing that happen at the forefront of everything Esau is doing, right? It's pretty much it has jurisdiction of what Esau is doing. Because Esau, even though he's counseling his own downfall and trying to resurrect the phoenix or whatever, it's going to pretty much flourish until the kingdom of heaven, you know?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Hey, if I make the thing in Minnesota, just add back into the brother point. Look, Trump wants you to protest. Because again, what was the big top? What made them niggas calm down? That nigga say, man, I'm finna do the insurrection act. Right. You know, niggas started to back down then because they know the penalty. You know, they know what power that's gonna come behind it, man. Esau gonna really bring down him in these latter days. And like you mentioned earlier, that's gonna be an excuse for him to come down and have a right route. It gotta be a reason why Esau just can't come out with the military and guns. No, it's gonna be events, what it's called, not sleeper cells, but niggas get crisis actors. It's gonna be niggas that's gonna be enticing the rise in order for this guy to bring forth order through his military. That's how order out of chaos gonna work, is through the sword, man. You got it, bro.
Come. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yes, so the Lord prophesied these things, prophesied the end of Babylon, and that's why he had this reaction, man. Esau, he ain't having this reaction for no reason. No, he knows that his end is come. Like it says in Genesis 4th chapter, his punishment is greater than he can bear. So what he's doing, he's trying to stop the will of the Lord so he won't have to go into slavery, man. Because the hardcore slavery and the harsh things that's going to be happening to the Edomites in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to see why he went to all these limits and not go through that, man. Because you got to be crazy as hell. This nigga, he preparing to fight against the Most High. He preparing to chip everybody. You know what I'm saying? He also preparing to even kill off his own people. What the scripture say, he that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? This guy is coming into a desperate state, man. So imagine just a regular, he don't care about your system. So just imagine a regular nigga on the streets, man. He don't care about you either. You got it though. But that's how you know that this nigga is desperate in these times. You got it?
Come. 2 Ezra 9 and 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Yep, and the end of America is manifest, man. And a part of Esau end being manifest, we read earlier about the division, but what it's called, if Satan be divided against Satan, how shall this kingdom stand, man? So this kingdom or this empire cannot stand no more because they don't have the same they don't have that same vigor that they had back in the 1950s or 1945 or even the 1980s, man. This guy, he's on his latter end of his rulership,
I got this. Book of Mark 3, verse 23, NLT. It said, Yahawashi called them over and responded with an illustration. How can Satan cast out Satan? He asked. Yeah, pretty much Satan represents Esau. Satan in the Hebrew goes into what an adversary. Who is the ultimate adversary of the Most High? Would be the so-called white man today. So how can Satan cast out Satan? How can he overthrow himself? Well, it says that kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. That's going to happen in America, Babylon the Great. As you're seeing, the Lord pretty much fueled division by different ideologies in America. You got different classes between the right and the left. That's a part of the Lord's counsel. So if that's taking place, a kingdom cannot stand. And even on the grander side, you got the EU and the NATO, the 10 toes, right? Miry clay and iron that's not meshing together, they're breaking up. So this is Esau pretty much, as Esau's always been known to fight against each other, man. This is happening all over again. So that division is going to ultimately cause an overthrow. So it goes on to say, 25. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. There you go. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He would never survive. See, so if you got Trump talking about pretty much confiscating the land of Greenland, right? You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much overstepping this boundary. But this is the pride of Esau through America. See, they feel that they can go around and just take whatever they want, even though no allies, man, overstepping that boundary. So what's going to happen eventually? This is the Lord's counsel. But hey, the EU and the NATO, they're going to come up against America. So when you understand and see these things through the Spirit, you know what the Lord is doing behind the scenes before Esau's destruction by his own pride, man. That's why I say that the pride of his heart has deceived him. You don't even know that, man. Obadiah goes, he don't even fucking know it.
If I may, just add on to your point, because even when Trump stuck his nose talking about Greenland, one of the major allies, France, had to jump in and defend them, man. France and the U.S. been going at it for the past couple of years. I think it was like 4 years ago when it was at the G7 summit. He was basically telling France, like, y'all gotta move y'all part, man. Fulfilling with Daniel the second chapter, man. Around 40 verses. It says, matter of fact, probably get there real quick. Because again, that's just going back into your point, that's a part of that kingdom being divided and Satan against Satan, man. You know? Because Daniel 2 on like verse 40. It started in verse 38 because in order for us to get to the kingdom of heaven, this current kingdom must be taken down, man. And the Lord is so heavy, the Lord is going to make Esau take himself down. I think the brother's my
This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 38.
It started at verse 38.
Daniel 2 and 38. It says, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand.
It started at verse 40.
This is Daniel 2 and 40. The heading in the blue letter is Rome. It says,
What's the head in the blue letter?
Rome.
Rome. You know, and that puts Esau on the scene. Come on. But even how the Roman Empire got started, it was really the four generals beefing against each other. So Lucius and Ptolemy. You got it?
It says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things.
Yep, and the iron represents their military might. And it says breaking in pieces and subdueth all things. And that's the spirit that America is in. Now, in order for America to get on top, they really subdued the planet Earth through what? Weaponry and war. Same thing Rome did, 2,000 years ago. You got it?
And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes,
Yep, the feet and toes, which is what? The latter end. You got it?
part of potter's clay and part of iron,
Yeah, part of potter's clay and part of iron, because that iron can be the U.S., France, bringing them. You know what I'm saying? But that clay can be little places like Denmark, man. You know?
Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
Shit, Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland, Belgium, you know?
Yeah.
All these other countries, they really can't suffice themselves, man. You got it?
The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay.
If I may, it says the kingdom shall be divided. Where it says it shall be the strength of iron, that's really the U.S., man, America. And ultimately, like you poured out earlier, those same divided against same, man. You know, you got it.
And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
Yeah, partly strong and partly broken, so it's going to be strong, and it's really not going to be no true, what's the word I'm looking for, no true foundation.
Stability.
Yeah, stability, man.
When you look at a part of that that clay is really when you look at the British Empire, because really that's the thinking point, that's the thinking head of Esau to a degree, but being the mother of America. Hey, they soft as hell because it's starting to show that them Africans kicking them out of them various countries or whatever. Britain like, yo man, we ain't got no resources, like how we gonna sustain really? But America's over here is like, well, we got guns over here, so we straight. We know how we gonna get it. What Donald Trump is doing on the seas, they taking shit. But the saying, hey, how you gonna suffice yourself if you ain't got somebody putting the parameters around, set forth in the boundaries for you? And they was being upheld by what? The African nations, man. Now they showing themselves weak because the African nations, the weak is starting to begin to say they are strong and pushing these British countries and pushing these particular European countries out of their lands, man.
And that's why they bombed Nigeria last month, man. You know, in this spirit, ever since the
Nigeria of all places,
yeah,
Nigeria, like little Nigeria, man.
Couple niggas in dirt hoods. Like you got niggas. The best this nigga got is an AK-47.
Yeah, nah, these niggas ain't up and still trying to find a signal so he can scam Jake over here.
Yeah.
You bomb Jake. You bomb a scamming ass nigga, man, from Africa.
But you got an AK and you got a fucking gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even then, when the Queen / King of England died, that's when they really started hooking up for real too, man. And that was like a key point or key evident thing that it was basically the end of their kingdom. And it really what making England strong for real is they navy, you know, their naval perimeter, because it's just an island, man. You got it though,
Verse 43 it says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another.
They shall not cleave one to another, man. So they ain't gonna get along. Ultimately, Yahawashi is gonna have these devils bumping heads against each other, man. Again, even once you go into these G7 summits, even though they don't, you know, the reason why they don't really go inside of it, because they probably bickering back and forth, hands probably being thrown and shit. You know, because even when you go into the Iranian, they go into their parliament. Them niggas be turning, man. Shit get hard in there. You know, niggas throw his shoe, you get up. So imagine how Trump, you know, and all them other people be in there, man. You know, that was it on that.
One a little more. It says, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Yeah, and really why they can't mix together because they're not of the same kind. Really, they are the same people and things like that, but it's even two different types of Edomites.
It's a different fashions. There's levels to Edomites, right?
That's why it's teaming, you know. But even then, it's like the newer elites and the younger elites. They bumping heads against each other, man. You know.
One more. Verse 44, Daniel 2 and 44. The heading says the divine kingdom.
Yeah. And this that kingdom falling, and we can see these things with Denmark and Greenland and France and all these different things. This how we know that this is coming up. Because now we're at the end of the toes, man. You got it?
Kind of says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom.
Yeah, and that's talking about in the midst of the kingdom that's currently ruling, man. You got it?
Which shall never be destroyed.
Yeah, which shall never be destroyed.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Yeah, so we're going to break into pieces and consume all the kingdoms that rule before us, man. And ultimately, what we're going to do is get all these nations and put them in the righteous mindset, man. Now, we're going to push forth the laws, statutes, and commandments throughout the planet Earth so righteousness can flow through, man. And once these different things happen, these heathens and these other people, they're going to be appreciative, man, of this righteous empire. But you got to do it.
One more. It says, verse 45, I may get in the NLT.
Yeah, bro, you got it.
It says, that is the meaning of the rock cut from the mountain, though not by human hands.
Not by human hands, you got it.
That crushed to pieces the statue of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The great power was showing the king what will happen in the future. The dream is true, and its meaning is certain.
So basically, Yahawashi said he's going to take down all these kingdoms. And that's why the scriptures say promotion comes neither from the east or the west from the south, but it comes from Yahawashi. And really, it's the Lord who set up these other heathens, Nebuchadnezzar, Xerxes, Darius, even Alexander the Greek, even these Edomites. It's Yahawashi that really set them in power so the Lord can show his power, man.
And what the scriptures was going into, it said that like how that he shall break through the other kingdoms. The Lord is breaking through these other kingdoms as we speak because his word is going out through all nations, man, through the by way via the internet highway, man. That was always the breaking point for of a kingdom or empire, was that the prophets came out. And the Lord was what? He was pushing out a righteous vibration again to bring forth what? His understanding. His message to be heard, man. That's what's coming, and it was all to what? The ushering of a kingdom. Every time a kingdom came up and went down, that was one step closer to what? The ushering in of the righteous kingdom, man. You know, that's all through the Spirit of the Lord. What you got? I think brother has. I got something.
The brother mentioned not by human hands, showing you that this is pretty much a divine counsel. The Lord is showing you that he's behind all this is taking place. So although you got what? Many devices in a man's heart, speak out of the counsel, Lord, hey, that's your stance. So yeah, they got a new world order agenda, but like the brother mentioned, like the officer mentioned, they don't agree on everything. So whenever there's a disagreement, you know, a house that's pretty much ruled by feuding, it's eventually going to fall apart. That's what you started to see from the EU and NATO. So we see what the Lord is doing behind the scenes to pave way for what? Ultimate destruction of America, Babylon the Great, to bring in the kingdom of heaven, man. You see?
I got some bad what you just said. It's reiterated, but just going back, Isaiah 9 verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom.
City against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So this is, you know, from the lower scale, you know, Civil War in America, all ultimately, you know, in the grand scheme of things, Esau's kingdom, this beast system, he's tearing it apart. Egyptian, Edomite against what? Egyptian. So yeah, the Lord is doing this, what? To pave way for the kingdom of heaven. Can you read it one more time, Rawchaa?
God, Isaiah 9, 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Why? Because differences, ideologies. I think it should be this way. But they saying that nah, it should be this way. Can't two walk together?
They agree.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you on the agree on the same thing, that's why you gotta have the same mind as far as an agenda, man, so that you can build and solidify a foundation. Esau can't do that because they're always spewing and spatting one another because of their own pride, man. See, you got it.
God, it says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom.
So it's gonna be civil war, and it's gonna be kingdom against kingdom. America, Russia, you know, Ukraine,
Israel,
Iran, you know, Israel. You're starting to see that. And it's all a build up to what ultimate overthrow of America, Babylon the Great, which is Esau's throne. See that? We see it, but they don't. Through that pride, they can't really consider what's going on in the spirit. You know, but we go through the spirit, scriptures, and see that this is what the Lord is doing. If I may, Obadiah 1 and verse 7. All right, NLT. All your allies will turn against you. Yeah, this is talking about Esau Edom. All your allies will eventually turn against you. They will have to chase you from your land, and they will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and to destroy you. See? It says you trusted your friends. It's like you trusted, your trusted friend will set traps for you, and you won't even know it. So if I may say, like, you have the EU is having a conversation with Russia and China on certain, I forget, on certain, you know, economic issues, right? Yeah,
because if I may add on that, because they realize that the petrodollar is failing, and it ain't backed up by gold or silver. I wouldn't be surprised if they push forward this digital system and lie and say it's backed up by gold or silver. You know?
That's what Puga always keep coming out. Puga comes out and he tells you that the American system is backed by slavery. He'll come out and just flat out tell you.
And if I may add on that, the digital system is going to be backed up by slavery. You're going to be the accountable. That's why it goes back into the social security number, and even then what, that digital arm. Actually, you putting your head here into the doorpost and getting it pierced in, and now you're a perpetual servant forever. So now you basically just you a useless eater, but you what's the wrong with you? Say what? And you're gonna be going cattle. Yeah, basically cattle, man. Because even when you go into these different big farms with the long horns and things like that, the reason why that farm is so much money is really not the land, it's the cattle that dwell on the land. But y'all brothers got it.
Like if I may, I had an article back on the officer's point of the Allies coming against the U.S. It's like this is from Global News. It's like it says Macron says Canada 51st state threats an example of U.S. rejecting allies. It says French President Emmanuel Macron on Thursday cited U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to make Canada the 51st state as an example of American foreign policy that is sacrificing allies for the law of the strongest. It says Macron's blunt remarks were matched by similar comments from German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier in a separate speech that showed European leaders growing concern as Trump seeks to impose U.S. dominance over the Western Hemisphere, including actions in Venezuela and threats of a potential U.S. takeover of Greenland.
If somebody asks you, bro, because like when you're strong, what do? You impose your will. You see, on the weak, you see, you go around, you playing the bully and shit. You know, you take a resource like Debo. You know, if you got that power, you know nobody can really whip your ass. You're gonna go out around individually and start taking nigga shit, but eventually they all like, man, damn, this nigga taking all that shit. We need to come together. What we need to do to goddamn destroy this nigga. See? So that's what's happening right now with the alliance of America's allies, their common enemies, along with America's predominant enemies, Russia, China, Iran. They all are going to eventually side with each other. Like, yeah, now we are strong. The nuclear capabilities. Now we can take this bitch.
Hey, they take this nigga. If I may, they figured out who the problem was.
Right.
You know, because for years, this guy America, he was saying the problem is the Middle East, the weapons of mass destruction. Like in the 50s, it was the Chinese, the communists. You know what I'm saying? But now, nigga, you've been the problem the whole time. You know? Yeah, brother, got it. Yeah.
This is Daniel 7:20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
We can go into the breakdown, but we're just going to stick to the point so we don't lose the understanding that this is what's going on in the earth now. That Esau, his look is more stout than his fellows, right? But the Lord put that spirit on him, right? And that's exactly what the brother was going into. The fact that Esau is going throughout the planet Earth now on the Western Hemisphere is like, yo, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. The elder Yahawah had went into it, man. That's a part of Esau's, he knowing that his time is short and that he's in that greed spirit. That this house being divided is simply a thing of, hey, two Edomites disagreeing, and now that it's a battle of greed going on. It's like, nah, because who can never hoard the most resources, the most riches, and the most guns and butters, so to speak, that's the winner. That's who gets to keep the house. Right?
I got some real quick to back you up. This is the book of Sirach 14 and verse 9. A covetous man is not satisfied with this portion.
Mm-hmm.
In the iniquity of the wicked drive up his soul.
You see, it says, read that back one more time.
It says, a covetous man is not satisfied with this portion.
A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. The scriptures tell us that the eye have not enough, the ear hear not enough, the belly don't even have enough, because really, he empties himself daily, man. So it says, a covetous man, I have not enough. So here it is, he has control of the planet Earth. It could be a utopia, but no, man, he's making it hell on earth, man. He's really turning this into a nightmare. This is becoming pixie land. What happened to fairyland, man? This thing is just looking black and white, full of just colorless blocks, man. It's soulless. You're in that
God, read this again. It says, a covetous man, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, the envious man hath a wicked eye. Mm-hmm. He turned away his face and despised men. A covetous man is not satisfied with his portion. Mm-hmm. And if I may add on that, the Lord gave this guy certain land. He actually gave this nigga America. America got with 300 million people in there, but this nigga want more, man. You know?
Nah, I need Canada too, because basically it was like, hey man, we gonna take over Canada, and that was a part of Trump over at the Davos little thing or whatever, the economic forum. It was like, look man, he looked back over at Canada. He's like, hey man, look dude, y'all. To be honest, y'all, the only reason y'all niggas standing is because of us. If it wasn't for us, y'all niggas sitting next to us or whatever, y'all the big guy race. So matter of fact, we gonna get back to y'all. We gonna worry about this Greenland thing, but we gonna get back to y'all real quick, man. That's a proud individual, man. And that's a so you just like, yo, he's so proud as hell, man. Like, you get it.
For destruction, the heart of man is hardy. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau, so-called white man that's been facilitated or shown forth through America Babylon the Great one. Guess if I make this real quick, Psalm 10 and verse 5, NLT, it says, yet they succeed in everything they do. That's America, right? The heaven and earth. They do not see your punishment awaiting them.
Yeah.
They sneer at all their enemies, man. You see, and even their allies, you see. They talk shit about their own allies. Now they're trying to side with Russia and China. Like, damn, we need to find another way of peace, because we see that America is really for their own benefit. It says they think nothing bad will happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever. And we thought the house and the forever. This is the mind of America Babylon the Great, which means it's due to Trump, man. They never think they couldn't even fall. Due to their pride, trying to see them, they're going to find themselves in a predicament. That hole in which they dug for others going to fall into that same pit. You see that? That trap of destruction.
I'm gonna bring this out real quick, because this was going into because Donald Trump, because the brother had brought out that stout look. Here it is, his look being more stout than his fellow. Donald Trump, with all of these economic forums and these events, these summits that all of these governments are coming out with, and you know, it's basically a routine that they supposed to go do these things. Donald Trump threw out a peace board, man, and he threw out an invitation to Russia. And in it says the peace board organization is established by U.S. President Donald Trump that purports to promote peacekeeping. The board was established in September 2025, so it's relatively short, man. Like he ain't got no framework for this for these things, man. It's all just to push his own agenda, man. It says the board was proposed in 2025 and formally established in January 2026. That's why, hey, this is gonna be a year, man. Like Esau really finna get a couple of things like things that went unnoticed unto us, even though we paying attention over here. He had things going on over here.
Yeah.
Now these things are finna spring forth through the dirt, man.
If I may add, this nigga already got that new on the stores. Now behind closed doors, it's just coming to fruition now, man. Niggas, they really just started making moves late last year, man.
Yeah, he really shooting from the hip. But this was the point.
Well, man, too, because they even mentioned, I don't know if y'all saw on the site on People's Voice, says that in Davos they admitted that the COVID-19 was just a test.
Yeah.
It was a test run.
And so they admitted that the world
they admitted. Straight up. Yep.
But the people don't watch these things though, man. You got it.
That's how you know they don't give a fuck no more. It ain't like they gonna play it off and say, no, they saying, man, we finna get this new order off the ground, man.
Hey, just to back the brother point up, I'll read back. It says the board was proposed. So this idea just sprang up September 2025. It says the board was proposed in September 2025 and formally established in January 2026 on the sidelines of the 56th World Economic Forum. You see, that's the agenda. And we gotta put it in there somewhere, and we gotta put it on a legitimate platform. So let's slide it in here. So the people can't say that we didn't give it to them. But they letting you know that, hey man, these are the plans, man.
They gotta do this.
Yeah, Pastor Jay, adding back to your point, even they work with demons and shit on the left hand side. In order for these plans to truly work, they have to come out in public with it. Whether it be in a movie, nigga jokingly saying it, or like nigga said it in Davos. It probably had 50 views, man.
Same time they gave you the saga of like the MC and shit, the shit saga.
Yeah.
They when they do this, they're scratching, man. Keep away from it. They gotta reveal their plan, man.
Like even then, it's another law they dropped this did with the Obama shit. You know, Obama had a law about ICE. For the lack of better words, they couldn't go into like any religious situations or any like special places. They just did away with that, man. And in the midst of that shit, that's when they talking about still they going to jail, and all of a sudden now they can just arrest a kid out of school now.
See?
You know?
You saw he moving quick, man.
Yeah. But when he passed that law, people don't ever know because they don't really do the research, man.
Because he always do. That's what he does. Like when he pass certain laws or whatever, he attach it to a bill, man. He's like, I'm gonna add this on to this bill, or I'm gonna add this attachment to that bill, man. That's how you know it's like righteously, man. Like I was coming up doing the paralegal, getting into the law on that side of things, man. It just got to a point where it's like, yeah, man, I'm dealing with criminals in ties, man. It's like you want to get away from it because, hey, if you get in their scope hell, like they could really like do you dirty. It's one thing like to get, you wrong Jake out here. Put a bullet in Jake, you can just move away from Jake and get away from the evil. But Esau, it's like his evil is ubiquitous, man. Because hey, that cobweb when it comes to these suit and ties, it's the reach is far-reaching, man. You can't escape it, man.
Job 9:24.
Dang.
Word is given to them.
But I had one of the brothers that had, man. This is Job chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 18. It says, that which he labored for, he shall restore and shall not swallow it down. Because that's what Donald Trump is doing with this peace board, with this economic forum. He's letting the world know is, hey, we're looking to expand, man. This ain't no United States citizens push anymore, man. They're finna push a global citizen type of label. All right, that's why he's letting you know, hey, I'm working with the small hats, man. Hey, a love for the small hats.
Don't like these.
Yeah, it's like come on.
They never even make. That's the new world order. You know, that's all they're doing. They trying to bring everything under America. Even when this nigga first got into office, was one of the first things he did. The Gulf of Mexico, we changed to the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Basically saying he's going to get ready to rule the seas. And that reminds me of Revelation 17 chapter. There are oil that sipped upon many waters.
Yep.
It's no coincidence that America got a water named, the Gulf of America now,
Yeah,
man.
Gulf of America.
That's the spirit.
Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah, the monk, yeah. Spirit. And it's already enacted. It ain't like they did, like, let's put this back. We finna put this back in the thing from the 1800s. We finna put it up and everything. No, that shit's still in action, man. Even a lot of laws, Obama fucked y'all niggas, man. People don't know, bro. Obama really fucked a lot of dick out here, man. Because once his laws is still in action, but once they kick into your door and shoot you down and hit you with summary execution, you gonna blame Obama for that, man. Because he signed that off in 2008 in the middle of the night, man. You got it, though.
Yeah, now you getting taken to black cycles.
No.
It says that which he labored for, he shall restore, and he shall not swallow it down.
If I may just guarantee your point, because all these rich, they ordering all the riches, nigga trying to get all the gold, they ain't even talking about Fort Knox no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's over with.
But at the end of the day, they really getting that shit for us, man. But that's how you know this is a greedy and covetous man. Because he's trying to heap all these riches for himself while everybody else be useless eaters. Because forget all that upper class, middle class, lower class, that's thrown out the window now, man. It's going to get to a point when it's going to be the rich and the poor. And by the time the people realize it's going to be too late.
Yeah, they now have a thing online where they gave you when America had a middle class. It was they basically timed it from 1935 to 2015, 2013, where America really had a true middle class. Like the American middle class was dead. All right. I'll continue and says, that which he have labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So that's what's going on. The Esau said he's hoarding all these riches. He's setting parameters or whatever to herd the cattle this way when it comes to the sheep of the people. All right, he has the parameters that he got set up for the war front. He basically think that he got everything in a pocket. He got he got a hand on everything. He got a beat on it. I'll read it in the NLT. They will bring back everything they work for.
Yeah.
Their wealth will bring them no joy.
If I may add, going to the archetypes. When you go into the archetypes, man, those riches, a gold menorah, man. A lot of things that the temple had, these niggas still got there in their possessions, in the Vatican. You got it.
Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. Because who did he oppress and who did he forsake? It was Jake, man. Because he could have restored. He wants to talk about Jake is robber, killers, and stealers. Tell him. How about you tell these people today, the Israelites, man? How about you tell them today, the people of the Lord, that they should carry themselves in a better manner? The same way that you did a diligent run, you ran a diligent program, a diligent propaganda to show us as the miscreants and the scum of the earth. How about you run a program showing our people a better way, how to see themselves in the thing? But he won't do that, man. He won't restore the oppressed and the poor, man.
And even then, if I may add up to just going back, you even gave damn Moab bitch ass reparations.
Yeah.
About some shit that happened in 1942, the concentration.
The concentration camp. You get them niggas restitution, but we can't get.
It was 20 Moabites. You know what I'm saying? That was in the camps, man. But our restitution's gonna be them niggas going into slavery. Man.
Right.
That's what your restitution and your repercussions gonna be. We don't want nothing from you niggas, man. The only thing we want you is you to be in chains, man.
Yeah. As the brother was going into, he saw oppress a man in his heritage, man. Here it is. What was the Jack Johnson? He created the monkey wrench, man. Is his family getting any form of residuals from the monkey wrench, man? Or does an Edomite somewhere got a patent on it that Jack Johnson family could get paid off of it, right? All right. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. And that's what he's doing now. You didn't build up Greenland. Greenland is basically a wilderness, man. Yeah. You can only really live on the coast of Greenland. And the further you go into Greenland, the more treacherous and harsh it gets, man. That terrain is ridiculous, man. It's damn near, it's inhabitable, man.
And the people, they live there, They don't even own the land, they just own their houses.
Yeah, that's it. It's sovereign. It's a sovereign land. It basically belongs to everybody, man. You see, and that's what it's gonna. Well, it ain't gonna go. It ain't gonna ever be that. It's gonna belong to Jake and the kingdom. Even Moab gonna live there, but hey, he's just leasing it, man. You know, you gonna have to pay taxes on that land, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. But Esau here, hey, what is he doing, man? He tax your food, he tax your water, he tax you for your clothes, he tax you to stand on the land. It's like just your mere existence is slavery, man. Because it's nothing that you can gain here in America that you don't pay for.
I might add too.
You got it?
Because, you got these Jews, these small attitude. A lot of them, they don't really know that they've been Jew. You know what I'm saying? They think that they're the true people. When you ask them, like, what do you do? I think they reply posted a video.
Yep.
You know, what do you do for a living? Do you work? A lot of them, they're like, nah. I mean, they'll walk away. They don't want to even have a conversation. Because they know that, they have pretty much got it rich off the tax pays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, they ain't got to do shit. Their wife ain't got to do nothing. They can just sit back and just live comfortable. Have 17 to 18 children. Why is that? Because they say that it goes back to the law. The Lord said what be fruit and multiply. You know what I'm saying? What's up for me?
They got a Section 8 voucher where they can get a house, and then they Section 8 pay their mortgage on a house. Like shit, Jake still gotta come up. You gotta pay on those rents. You gotta pay your dues when you stay in these projects. Jake be complaining about paying that 4-5. Hey, real talk. If you stay in the projects now, at the very least your rent is $700-800, man. You see, Esau living for free in New York, that one of the highest states, one of the most expensive states to live in America, and they living for free and they ain't got no job. How you do that, man? How you do that? Hey, you the devil, man.
You deceive somebody to get that shit for free.
Yeah, you ashamed to explain how you doing it like that. Come on, man. That's on your ass is a robber. If I play Job 20:18, verse in NLT, it says they will give back everything they worked for. Their wealth will bring them no joy. For the oppression, for the oppressed, the poor. For the oppressed, the poor, and left.
Yeah.
Joe 2018?
Yeah,
That's what we just read.
2019.
You gotta read it again. It's so nice you gotta say it twice.
I'm in the NLT. I'm not going to.
Yeah, go to the NLT.
It says, for the oppressed, the poor, and left them destitute. They foreclosed their homes.
Yeah, so then you got it.
Yeah, I'm going to read it in the KJV barbershop. It said, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, which represents the Israelites, because he have violently taken away a house in which he built not. We know that the earth was given to the hands of the rich, but what land did Esau primarily take was America Babylon Great. This is the throne in which he claimed for his own. See, he forced out the natives, and now you got ICE kicking out so-called Native Americans. See, they may rhyme as well, as well as so-called Latinos, man. So we're dealing with a hypocrite here who has assumed riches that wasn't his in the first place. It really belongs to the Hebrew Israelites. You see? Now when the time was going, pretty much proclaiming judges saying that no, whatever swallowed down, right, whatever we assume as far as riches, even us, we pretty much consider riches, right? A possession. All of that you're gonna call back up. See that?
That's it.
That's what's taking place right now.
Hey, but we see it we seen it on the micro under a microcosm. Looking at Detroit, man. It's a what did it say? Read 19.
God, verse 19. It said because he have oppressed.
You read it in the NLT.
NLT, God. Yep, Job 20:19. For they oppressed the poor and left them destitute.
So they oppressed them. So when you just think about Detroit, like when General Motors was at its peak and it was still. Hey man, Jake was pulling 16 hours. Yeah, Jake talking about the money that he made and everything. Jake was able to buy some houses. All right, but what type of great riches did he create for those industries up there in that particular area? That it got so great for Esau that he actually said, you know what, this is so great, I can outsource this work the giant. You know, screw these niggas here, man. And screw that I got I got a union, I got these contracts with these people. Screw all of that, man. Screw the fact that these people make their livelihood here, and these are the people that built me up to this place. What did he do? He outsourced it out there to China. Now he making slaves out of Moab. And what did he do? What happened to you people? He upped it. He moved this. He moved the very economy that you planted your house around. It's like this is your water. This is your water source. He upped and moved it. He moved the river away from you. Now you're stuck here in this house with no water source. Now here it is. He bringing in bottled waters, but he only giving out a few of them. It's like nah. So in that Detroit economy, what did he do? He put high tax prices on those houses that was already on. Now he doing second and third mortgages, and now Esau he coming in, he buying them when Jake missed one payment. Now I got you a foreclosure. Let me get that. Now what is Detroit? It's a city full of empty houses, man. Yep. It could be human bodies living in it. But what Esau would rather get the money that he think that he owed it. Bro, Jake owned this house, bro. He done paid it off 3 times over. But no, Esau was like, nah, he missed this, such and such and such and such. This house belonged to me. Now you got an empty city, man. You have an empty, dilapidated city. And now what did Jake do? Jake had discouraged just like rats. And what did they do? Run to the nearest warmest place they could. And now Jake in this inner city, in that inner city. Now he in Gary, Indiana, sticking you up at the gas station, man.
On dope. Because even then, after that happened with 70s and things like that, a big form of dope started coming through to destroy Jake too. Okay. So it wasn't just like it was a calculated plan, because certain Jake was on top of it, but it got to a point, certain niggas started slaying dope, went to jail, and certain guys who was working those 16-hour jobs, in order for a nigga to get through a day, he had to, toot his nose and shit. But that just shows you that these people cannot be the child of God, man. I got some real quick, the bad guy brought us up, just going back into the J-O-double-O's, you know what I'm saying? They're going back into the J-O-double-O's. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 2, and I'm gonna start at verse, this Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'm gonna start at verse, I got you. Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 10. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, no reverence the gray hairs of the age.
Hey, read that again. Read that back one more time.
Solomon 2 and 10. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man.
And that's who? That's the prophet, man. That's what's going on now. Because Esau has made a mockery of the very word, the very book that we read from, and that we hang our livelihood on, man.
It says, read it. Yeah, come. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous men. Let us not spare the widow, no reference to ancient great hairs of the age.
And who is the widow? That's Israel, man, because we was left without a husband, man. We was left without a shepherd. We was left without that man to actually be our hedge of protection, man. So what? We was left to the wicked. Now we being judged and being handled any type of way, man.
See, you got it. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Read that one more time.
It says, let our strength be the law of justice.
Yeah, let our strength be the law of justice. That's why we stand on the name of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, law, statutes, and commandments.
If I make but just going to Esau, his law of justice is what? From wicked ways.
The sword.
But even then, just going back into the point where you were saying about how they used to buy the house and shit like that, it's a law that if you don't pay taxes for a year, Edomite can come and take your grandma house and shit, man. You know, like it's a lot of they lost that property tax. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of ways that Jake got fucked up through the laws that Esau pushed for. The 3-strike law. You went to jail twice, but you can go to jail for stealing a candy bar because he was hungry. Now you got life in prison, man. You know, this is how Esau have always oppressed our people, bro. Yeah, usually, you buy something for $5, and niggas say, yeah, man, it's gonna be a payment. Every 3 months you gotta pay me $7 more, and all of a sudden you $200 in debt. You know? Read this again. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, but that which is feeble is to be nothing worth.
Yeah, so basically in Esau's cycle, whatever, it isn't beneficial for him to uphold the needy and the weak, man. He sees it as, man, that's only making a weaker nation. He gonna cut you off, man. He push you over the cliff, man. He don't strengthen the feeble knees, the joints, the tendons, man, because it's not a comely body part. But those particular body parts is the reason this body moves, man. Yeah, without my ACL, man, I'm through.
He says, therefore let us not wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Yeah, so therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous. And that ain't LeBron James, man. Of course, that's talking about the Israelites first and foremost, because he had $1 trillion propaganda campaign set against the Israelites to keep us from finding out this truth, man. We wholeheartedly know it, man. Read that back, Baba Shah.
He says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Yeah, so ultimately, that's why you get niggas like Alizé, you get dudes like Deacon Hakai, and it's too many of these weirdos, man. I don't even keep up with it half.
And he even kept his arm out talking to him.
He said up here, he just had what's the weirdo? Queen Flips.
Yeah.
That nigga, man. He had Queen Flips at his school, man. You can see that Queen Flips was giving those looks and giving those facial expressions like on some Juicy shit. It was like, yeah, these dudes weird. Like these dudes on some other stuff. Y'all getting this on tape, right? On that type of time, man. He was basically making fun of you guys, man. But these are the guys that you brought around him, man. These are the guys that you got in your within your organization, or they peeping out things, man.
They set up by Esau, bro.
Yeah, all of that set up by Esau, man. Read that one more time, about
God. He said, therefore let us lay in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings.
Yeah, so hey, that's why they'll come up against GMS, man. Because the ways is really it's contrary to their ways, man. So yeah, you're gonna catch some wayward Israelites out there, and you're gonna get visuals on it, man. But ultimately, the true way, I'm gonna let this read
If I
it.
may add to your point, because even when you go to Edomites and a lot of these people, it says it's a shame to tell what these people doing dark. Because we go off and shit like that, they compare it to with
Esau doing dark.
Esau and even Adam. I don't know one brother up here that can get, what they call Adam.
He cool with Adam 22. That's just saying all right there.
They say it all right now. No brother ain't cool up here with Adam 22.
Most of the niggas did.
I don't even want to be around.
I don't wanna be
It's
around.
like, what you let your wife do, dude? I don't want to be around you, brother.
So that just shows you that our spirit is clean, contrary to what they're doing, man. Because Jake go off, right? You can't weigh yourself down when you go off. Best thing to do, man, compare yourself to, if the nigga in the eyes, this nigga still smoking blunts and shit, at least you trying,
Yeah.
Well, man, see, like you might have 6 and 7 unknown.
Yeah.
That don't mean that you condemn. But we probably all, I'm myself, I did it a couple times. I found out later on that, damn, I fucked up. But that's that inward man, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I fucked up. You ain't like another Israelite camp when you pretty much boasting, like, you know what I'm saying? You can have 6 and 7. Nah, that's not right. You know what I'm saying?
It's supposed to be the sorrow.
It's supposed to be a song.
Plus powerful, things in my
It says, continuing on.
That's why Salaki. That's why Esau he puts out all of these think tanks, man. All of these opinions. Everybody has an opinion. All of these podcasts. Why? Because that's him lying in wait to what? To catch the righteous. That's why you'll get an Alizé. You're gonna catch them Deacon Hakai. You're gonna catch them guys. Yeah, they're gonna get caught up, man. But the ones that don't get caught up, they look something like this, man. Over on this side. It looks something simple. And we ain't in our greatest form yet either, man. We still got a lot of work to do, man. Yeah.
It says, he upbraided us with our offending of the law.
He upbraided us. He hate us, man. Like when Esau offends the law of Yahawah, but yet he claims that this place was built off the word of Yahawah. We hate this guy, man. It's like, bro, life ain't supposed to be like this. If you said that this place was set up to mirror the kingdom of heaven, man. It ain't supposed to be like this. So yeah, we hate his ways, man. So we're constantly going to speak against it. We're going to upbraid him, man. It's gonna be irksome to him, man. It's like every time you come out your apartment, this motherfucker got on dirty drawers. I seen him last night. He dug in his nose with his left hand. You didn't wash your hand, dude. You didn't even put the cap on the toothpaste. Don't you know he leave his toothbrush over his toilet? like Jake said, we saying everything despicable about this guy. Things that you think that don't matter, it matters, man. Because this is the guy that's telling you that this is the way to be sanitary. This is the proper way of being hygienic. Well, I'm seeing you in your, when ain't nobody else in, I'm seeing you behind the closed doors, thanks to Yahawashi. You're unsanitary, man. You're filthy.
Like I say, too, you know, what will you do when you got power? When you look at our holy land, Israel, it tells in Isaiah the 2nd chapter how, you know, how nations shall come to flock to learn the law of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So why do you have the Gaius capital in Tel Aviv? That's not a part of law. That's offensive towards the law. What is it, Leviticus 2013? Yeah, 2013. You know what I'm saying? You label a man, as, you know, should be put to death. So why is that not being instituted and pushed forth in the land of Israel, the Holy Land, right? It shows you that you people are hypocrites. And you're not the true people, man. And people are starting to see that as well, man. You know, despite the Israelites, they're starting to see you niggas are wicked. You know? Chuck, it's in the Torah. You got something? Was it in on there?
It's like 3 more. I got you. Verse, Wisdom of Solomon 2 in verse 13. It says, he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High. He calls himself the child of the Lord.
That's what we do, man. We say that boldly, man. We say that with our chest out now, man. You know, when you first come in, it's like, you know, you proud of it, but you know, Jake kind of timid. He got to stand next to a brother to say it, you know? Because you feel good at camp, you know, standing next to a brother. But it gets to a point like, hey, man, I'm not ashamed if I have to go out there and profess the word of the Lord by myself, man. I'm cool. Let me say it with my chest out, man. The Lord done he's built us up to this point, man. Because we all have to stand before that judgment seat of Yahawashi.
Like I say, too, bro, because we the only ones that can relate to the curses. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 28:68. The fallen Jews, they never experienced that, having to go captive with ships. You know what I'm saying? So who does that fit? As far as being at the low end of the cities and all that shit. You don't see the Jews in that predicament. It was prophesied that the Israelites would be at the lowest extent at the end of the world, man. So that disqualifies the Jews that you see now. The small house. You know,
A little bit more. It says, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other means. His ways are of another fashion.
It says grievous, man. So you mean to tell me I got the strip club right next to his job. He drive past there every day. I got a liquor store on the corner. You mean to tell me he only stops there on the weekend? He got so many pitfalls out here for Jake to fall into. It grieves Esau to see. Damn, he stepped over there. Imagine setting up a booby trap that all you got to do is walk over for you to fall into the hole. Jake is actually walking over a hole that's booby trapped. But the spirit be with us because the booby traps that we don't see.
Hey, the prudent man perceived the evil.
Hide himself. And oh shit, you know? And all of a sudden Esau, fuck man, fuck this guy.
Hey, through the spirit of evil, like you said, the ones you don't see, you just turn around.
You saying, huh?
And the motherfucker, like, this nigga shoot me. You know?
But the Lord is this all grievous unto Esau because it's like it's almost to the naked eye, unbeknownst to the third person viewer or whatever. It seems like it's what's going on here. But to Esau, it's like this has got to be the luckiest motherfucker on the planet Earth because he has not been named by any of these traps that we've set for this guy, man. The fact that we even got this truth, the fact that we got this word. What did the apostles then went into years back when the guy jumped out of the limousine was like, man, we paid billions. He used the word billions, but really they spent trillions, man. They spent trillions to keep us from getting this word, man. So read that back one more time.
God, it says, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other means. His ways are of another fashion.
So we do to move righteous, man. When we go off, we say Salah. We're walking in the understanding of Yahawashi. When Jay called me a bitch, I could literally go back and forth with him, but you got it, brother. Nigga moment.
You didn't give a nigga moment.
Damn.
Nigga moment. Jake survived a lot of shit, even crack pack and all that shit, man. You know, you survived the streets and things. You know, Esau did a lot of things that throwing our way, a lot of monkey wrenches. So we're gonna get this truth. Nigga gave you Buddhism, dashikis and things like that. So it's really a miracle for us to understand the words of Yahawah.
Yeah, and the fact that we're doing righteousness, it grieves Esau. And that's in a part of the ultimate form, one of the greatest form of us showing our righteousness is by coming out doing this work. That grieves Esau even more because we're coming out in the spirit of Yahawashi to get the understanding of the time, the understanding of the midst of times, the very things that's going on right now. Something went on last week. We was talking about that. Now we're talking about the Epstein file. Now we're talking about Trump trying to take Green. All of a sudden, now Trump don't want to take Green or whatever we're going to try to do about it. It's like, how do you make sense of that? The only way you can make sense of that is by way of the scriptures, man.
That's it. I got something really good. It says, we are esteeming him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthies.
Yeah, because read that one more time.
Come. What's the Psalm 2:16?
Just that part.
It says, we are esteeming him as counterfeits.
Yeah, because hey man, we know who's the official power. You ain't got no power over us, man. Yeah, you dictate the pace of the game right now. Yeah, you can. Hey, we get it, bro. But the Lord is in control at the end of the day, man. So you ain't no power in the sight in our sights, man. Just because the man standing to my left or my left or my right, when I walk in the world day to day or whatever, they may feel some way about you. Let me get out of the way of this guy. But nah, man, we ain't moving when we see you walk across the street, man. We gonna stay on our path, man. Because we understand it's like this dude, everything that this dude is pushing is full of shit at this point, man. It done got to a point, I'm pretty sure if a brother come across a video that's exposing the truth behind the food, and if you eat that food, you just keep scrolling at this point. You don't even want to know. You don't want to know because I know, hey man, all this shit fucked up, bro. I know this dude lying to me. So when I see organic, I'm still gonna pick it up just for the sake, hey man, what's all clean sound, for conscience sake, man. I'm just still picking. Lord, you see, I'm trying to do a little bit better than the next year. See? So when I set up this prep, like Lord, bless this food, I know I'm knowing I'm doing my due diligence through the Spirit of the Lord. Is like, yeah, I believe your word, I believe your prophecy. The Lord is gonna bless this, even though I know I'm drinking down poison. I'm eating shit. You see? We understand these things. So, no, Esau don't have no power over us, man. So yeah, we esteem him as counterfeits, man. We stay away from these guys as filthiness, man. Because we know the longer I stay around this guy, I'm gonna eventually become tainted and I'm gonna become unclean, man. That's the only way. Now I done got to a point moving back now, moving from Atlanta. Hey, screw that trying to go up the corporate ladder, man. Jay got all the credentials to go through it. Man, the hell with it, man. I'm gonna take a little simple little office job, 9 to 5, go home, man. All of that trying to climb the corporate ladder, it's a whole bunch of ass kissing, meat tugging, and backstabbing, man. Like, nah, it just gets nastier and nastier, man.
If I be added that's how the naked in this society. Because that's how Esau made it, man. It's Esau made it, so you don't have to go up the same level that this nigga went up, man.
Yeah, his rites of passage. That's what he believes in, man. Our rites of passage is way cleaner than this, man.
Hey, how was y'all rite of passage?
Yeah.
You know? And a little bit is all we got.
Just going to that last point. We think it's kind of pretty much, we going to that Jewish. That ish means what to pretty much pertaining to. You're not really, that's not what you're really about. So even you go to the foundation of their heritage, when you say claim, it's not really what they subscribe to, man. It's ish. It's not really them. Bob Shaw, can we get that definition? Jewish. It's ish. It's, you know what I'm saying? That should be a clue right there to let you know that, these are not the true people. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? We saying that, yeah, these are the false individuals who stole our heritage. Yeah. You got it, bro.
Yeah, this is that suffix, ish. It means somewhat like or approximately to words turning down into adjectives. But yeah, it's like
somewhat.
Like somewhat or like.
But it's not official, basically. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not official. So it's a reason why the Lord called them, made them call themselves Jewish. Why don't you call yourself the fucking Jews, man? That's what you are. And again, what are the other 11 tribes? See? So all these questions got to be answered. It's supposed to be the true Jews. Okay, well, they're supposed to be a gathering of 12 tribes, and where are they at? And who are you? You call yourself Ish. You see?
real quick, I got the word counterfeit for you. The word counterfeit is a fraudulent imitation of something, a forgery.
Yeah, and the scripture says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
That's it.
You go on to that, bro? Yeah, a bastard. A flawless bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That's a spot in Israel. You see? So the Lord is letting you know that in the end time, this is who will be dwelling in the land. What, Luke 21? You know what I'm saying? Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles, and the time of the Gentiles will be fulfilled. That's prophecy. So we know that in the latter time, we have the heathen dwelling in the land of Israel, patrolling in the obstruction of weakness, pretty much been in opposition, right, to the Most High. And then will pretty much corrupt the earth. You know? Start from Jerusalem, then, of course, to Israel, to America, in which Israel controls America. But who's behind the scenes pulling the strings? This is Jews, man, false Jews, the East people. So we said that they're counterfeits because they don't line up with the prophecies and what the Lord said that we will be at the latter end. See?
Real quick, I got this word counterfeit again. This is a fraudulent imitation of something else, a forgery.
All right, so it says imitation. This is what it is to emulate. It says to strive to equal or surpass someone or something by imitating their admirable qualities or actions, often with effort or in computing, to imitate the function of another system.
You got to read it again. But real quick, niggas try to have the phrases and everything. You know what I'm saying? Niggas try to coach
The little our Arabic curly, so they got the two stupid little, they got the shade word.
Hey, even the women, they say, niggas gonna get their hair, put their hair on purpose, and now they forced to wear weave. Come on, man. That's an imitator.
They were black until brown, so now they walk around like, so you mean to tell me, y'all walk around in the ancient world, y'all never wore color. No colors, all you, like, here it is, this is supposed to be the Lord people, the salt of the earth, you feel me? And these motherfuckers, all they walk around is black.
What about Joseph, man?
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What happened to the multicolors, man?
Yeah, man.
What a flavor. The Lord said, hey, this is a speckled bird, man. What a flavor. That diverse tree, man. You got it.
Going back into this wisdom of Solomon too.
No, I was reading
Okay,
this
so
line. Going into emulate. It says to strive to equal or surpass someone or something by imitating their admirable qualities or actions. You got it? You can read that.
Wisdom of Solomon 2:16. We are esteeming him as counterfeits.
So what? And then that, and you being a counterfeit, really, me and the brothers always we be talking on the way back. Me and brother Malachi, is really Esau just when all of these nations that you look into, when you go into Moab or you go into Ammon with the feng shui and the karate and all that, the chakras, that's just a version of Jake left off. That's just me. That's just me. That's what Jake was on when he was in that particular time period. And now that was the greatest qualities that Jake was showing unto them. That's what they could. That's what they could compute. That's what they could gather that concept. So they kept that to make them better. All right, and that's what they upheld their empires and stuff by. Now you got certain Jakes come back in this lifetime and they float right back onto it because that's just Jake getting back to his old way, man. And you still going slap the F off, man.
They say as the birds return into their light.
Yes. Hey, we coming right back in the hour. So yeah, man, you an Asiatic black man. You are, nigga.
That's good.
Yeah, hey, he is a Jewish guy. Every time he come back, these motherfuckers over there, look how they don't even want us to talk to them. Now they do that to us. Now they do it to us. What are the visions I remember it was a Jake came out like 3 years ago. It was during the pandemic. He thought, I believe he had him to be a Jake or whatever, but he was a guy, man. And he said that the Lord gave him a vision that he seen the Jakes, he seen us in the kingdom. And he walked up he was on the outside of the gate. He walked up and we was looking. He said, man, they big, they tall, everyone was good looking. Hey, man, we was like that. Man. Was back in our yeah. He was like, and we looked at him, it's like, This dude think he like, look at dude. He think he been, you know how we be like, we take the VIP at the club, you know how we up in our youth, like, look at these dudes size and take up for the VIP, he's like, we got on our chains, and he's like, this dude think he gon' get in here. Like, that's the spirit that we gonna move. He felt it, and we had to say the word. He felt that in the vision. But that's how we actually carried ourselves in the ancient world to a point that these heathens do that to us now. You see that? So whatever nation you go look at, or you go look at a particular if you want to look at Moab, you want to look at Ammon, what's some other places? Even when you want to look at Ishmael, that stoicism, the reason they pray 5 times a day, that's emulation. Why? Because they know Jake prayed. We just simply pray like we're fervent in, hey, you can throw me in the lions then, you can throw me in the furnace, I ain't tripping. So at least they try to surpass us by what? Praying 5 times a day, man. And Muhammad did that. When he got sent over there to try to during the Crusades, man, trying to subdue Ishmael, trying to tame them, and that stuff came about. But that's all emulation. That's why ultimately Esau is a counterfeit in our eyes, man. You ain't teaching me my righteousness, nigga. Like Jake got to get back to that spirit. Jake is still Israelites in his very and still an Americanized spirit. If Esau don't stand, he can't be right. You might as well just go be a Christian, nigga, because he ain't got no authority over here. He's a counterfeit. The only person that can tell me something according to the scriptures is, hey, it got to start with Apostle Tahar on down. It trickles down to very lowly men, brothers around me. That's the only person that can give us understanding when it comes to the spiritual things, man. When it comes to the understanding of this book. So hell yeah, these dudes is counterfeits, man.
If I can add, something you just said about how the Eastern Standard is pretty much a remnant of the first kingdom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of Solomon. It shows you that there was a king that was set up a standard. And you still seeing remnants of that in the Eastern coast. Mm-hmm. It shows you that once the Lord sets up the kingdom again, that standard is gonna be pretty much perfected. It's gonna be perfected because all nations gonna pretty much hearken to that. Just as you got some remnants of that down the east, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the Lord is showing you by increments that my word is still in the earth, but it has to be perfected.
I read this. It says, often by effort or in computing to imitate the function of another system. You see, it's certain parts of they didn't put it this way. Even our people didn't like the austerity of Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. That's why they put off the law, man. All right. So what? The things that they don't like about the Israelite way, they put off and they kept this or whatever, and they push for this as to uphold their kingdom. But ultimately, because you left off the particulars or whatever from the previous kingdom, yours is only weaker, a weaker version of the one that came prior to you. You see? That's why emulation and imitation isn't necessarily a great thing unless you're going to do it the exact same way, man.
And even like you doing to Ishmael, he heard him.
Yeah, Yashima Ali. That's how. Yashima Ali. He is heard of power.
You know what I mean? He will.
Yeah. Lord definitely ain't with him, man.
We go back into this. You got it. Bosom of Solomon 2:16. You are extending here as counterfeits. He abstained from my ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed.
And that's what we're doing, man. The end of the just to be blessed, man. Yeah, hey. Yeah, they gonna plaster us across the TVs, man. Hey, look at this porn site of such and such. Take us in the world with it, man.
You got Jacob the side eye.
Yeah, they gonna bring all manners of evil, speaking all manners of evil about it. Read that back, I don't want to lose the points.
Come, it says, we are extending his counterfeits. He abstained from my ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed.
Yeah, it's gonna be blessed. So no matter what they got to say about us, man, yeah, they gonna say a lot of things about us, man. But we know the end is gonna be blessed by Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man. Esau can't bless us. You have no authority over here. We already done sought you out, man. We're living in the Wizard of Oz, man. There's a little white guy behind the curtain, man. And his time is almost up. We finna storm the building, man, through the spirit. All right? Yeah.
God, it says, and he maketh his boast that the Most High is his father.
And that's what we do. But we're going to be put to the test according to that, right? Because when you say that's my dad, it must be an acknowledgement from that father's side. It's like, oh, everything's all good. It's like that really is his son, and everything that son said that father would do according to it, you would believe it in what the father's acknowledgement of it. Everything that you've done up until my daddy gonna do. That ain't so daddy. That ain't so daddy. And then he's like, daddy, you know that kid that proud of his man and shit. Daddy. Throw that hand up, you know, to take, you know, you always do that one proud take that was proud of his parents. Me coming up in the 90s and everything. When daddy came through with old school cutters or whatever on the dog. He had the shoes on, he had the beat or whatever, had a dope little sound coming out of his car or whatever. It was like, that kid was proud as hell. He was walking slow, threw his hands up at his parents there. He wanted everybody to say, that's my daddy, dude. You see what he came like. That's what we boasting. That's my pops, man. You know, that's exactly how we gotta feel towards the Lord in these coming days, man. Because these people finna be ashamed. They parents pulling up in the Astro van. I was a kid that parents pulling up in the Astro van. Yeah, you know the kid that was, kid that was ashamed of his parents, man. He always held the wall. Parent pull up, he trying to wait till the crowd turn their head, then go around to the crowd. Like, nah, man. You can't do the Lord like that, man. You can't do the Lord like that, man. Like, you gotta be proud.
They pull up style.
Hey, they're going back to Yahawah, the name, Princess of the Power. You know what I'm saying? But look at on this one. It says, let us see if this word be true.
Yeah, so they finna put it to the test, man. This finna get put to the test, man. Yeah.
And let us prove what should happen at the end of it.
So basically, they gonna put you to the test, man. They're really gonna put us through the ring. Let's see if what this dude was saying was true. All right. Let's see if he really gonna stand on it, man. Let's see if he's really up their bloodline.
That's it.
Yeah.
It says, for if the just man be the son of the Most High,
If the just man, yeah.
he would help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies.
And that's right, because that's what a righteous father would do. He's a just man. You said this just man came from a more righteous man. A just man comes from a righteous man. All right, that's just like the word virtue. You can't get a virtuous woman without a man. Because virtue goes back to man. So there's no virtuous woman that isn't telling to my mother's virtuous. Is she married? All right, then shut up. She's not virtuous, man. The man got to be put in there. It's the same way in this, man. All right?
It was like that too. Like, how do they know that the Lord's going to help them? They know it before time. You understand how the Lord got down for his people? You know, when he was with him, it was beatings with Judah, the 5th chapter. They go into that. They counsel against the Israelites. Now, when the Lord was with us, and he pretty much stepped in on our behalf, so they're going to test that theory out.
Okay.
Chapter 17. Because, yeah, when the Lord is on our side, all right, that's when the Lord steps in and defends us. If we're disobedient, we transgress, that's when the Lord calls us to be overthrown by our enemies. That's always been the effect. But Esau knows it.
Jude. Oh, you said Jude.
Yeah, 5:17. Because, you had a counsel by the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with how, when he's with us, he protects us.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
I can
Like,
see.
better, yeah.
I can't see. All right, this is Judah chapter 5, verse 17.
Yeah.
And whilst they sin not before their power, they prosper.
They prosper. See, if we sin not, then we prosper. The Lord was with us. He was prosperous. Plus, okay?
It says they prosper because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
And that's the clause in the contract with the law, statute, and commandment. Read Deuteronomy 28. You do these things, and be with you. You over all nations. You do not these things, then it's consequences. Okay?
It says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore.
Yes, and when our heart was not perfect with the Most High, when we departed, started worshiping idols, dwelling within the ways of the heathen, well, After that came snares been involved with that. See? The results of that is what? We got
It says, they were destroyed in many battles very sore and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
yeah, which is where we are today. We in America, Babylon the Great, and scattered abroad. Why? Because of that one highlight of us disobeying the Most High, the curse. See? So by being disobedient and worshiping different gods, that was the result. So as we read prior to that, when we was with the Lord, He was fighting with us, right? So now we have come back into what? The good grace of Yahawah by Rawchaa in the Gospels. The Lord is on our side again. That's made manifest through knowledge. All right? You got it.
It says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
Yeah, by the enemies. See, now that's why you got the false Jews, you know, the bastards and the Ashdod. You know what I'm saying? Gay pride in Tel Aviv. They corrupting and downtrodden land. You know, but go ahead.
It says, but now are they returned to their power.
Yeah, now we have returned. How do we do that? Well, through Yahawashi. That's why they understand that the name of Yahawashi is so key to salvation. Right? They know that throughout all this bullshit that they set up for us and their sisters, like the brother mentioned earlier, about how when you're close to the apostle, how do y'all find this out? By the name. They know that the name of the Lord was pretty much the key to overcome all this corruption that they set forth. Due to the pork in our food, right? The different idols in which they pray over with our food, just, you know, Lord, we eat our food and fire, right? So how do we overcome that? Well, through Yahawashi's blood. So those names are key under salvation. They know that, okay?
It says, but now they return to their power and are come up from places where they were scattered.
Yeah, you don't mind first.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
Yep, now we got a new Jerusalem.
You see, it said places. So, and Jake kind of every which one, everywhere, man. Places, man.
Not places.
Yeah, you just can't find him just in this one spot. Like the small hats try to make you think. You see? Like they, hey man, Jake it's finna be Night of the Walking Dead, man. It's like they coming out hella cemeteries, man.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Great fears fell upon them songs.
It says, come up from places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Lord, bad. Esau in that council, that we can counsel against us, they know these scriptures. They know how when we transgress, we go against our power, the Lord is not with us. So when they try that theory out against coming against us, they're gonna find out that, hey, nah, we believe in the name of Yahawah by Sham. So that's gonna put us on lockdown, divine miracles, the Lord stepping on our behalf. But they're gonna test it out, man. You know, we're gonna see. We got faith that the Lord's gonna do what He said He's gonna do, man. When they do that, you know what I'm saying? But Esau's afraid. Y'all better believe they're afraid. Yeah, they understand your point.
They dreadful under heat.
Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people,
That's it.
and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
If there's any sin within you, this should be your ruin. So Yahawashi is the key. Their sacrifice was going to cover all your sin. They know that name is important. That's why they got people pay out to teach you. They might tell you this Yahawah. That's the name of the Lord. But when it comes to Yahawashi, they don't even mention it. Like Bishop the night.
They may,
We just talking about, but we don't say Yahawashi.
or they may even call on the name now. Like we see bugouts that call on the name Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, and then this nigga go eat a honey glazed ham, and he promoted.
Hey, that's why the scriptures say the Lord is nearer to the all upon your root in righteousness and in truth. So it's a certain spirit you gotta be in when you come in the name of the Lord. You gotta realize when you call the person Yahawashi, it's like you sin before a great throne, man, the king. You gotta be in a certain spirit.
Yep. That's why the scripture said, anyone who calls on the name of the Lord, and depart from iniquity. Because the name is attached to what the doctrine, the certain belief is attached to that name. It's a reputation. You know what I'm saying? So you call for the name of the Lord and you don't believe in the temple, you know, you can have sex for Sabbath, whatever it may be. Hey, that's not really the name of the Lord, no matter if you call him the true name or not. See that? That's why the Lord said, many shall call upon that day, saying, Lord, Lord. But the Lord can say what? Depart from me, you that work iniquity. Right? Because the doctrine pretty much solidifies your covenant. See that?
It's the back of that Judah. This is Job chapter 11, starting at verse 13. The brother said, you know, what's that way to be kept from these things? Ultimately, serving Yahawah Shema righteousness, truth, and sincerity. But he said, if thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hand toward him, if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle.
You got to be in the same spirit. Just going back into that Judah. What it says, if it be iniquity in that nation, you know, then you can take them. But if there do not be no iniquity, then you got to move far away.
Yeah.
Because Yahawashi will defend them. You got it, bro.
Going back to Job 11:14, I'm going to get it in the NLT. It says, get rid of your sins and leave all iniquity behind you.
And in the spirit, because even you go back into the time of Moses, when Yahawashi come and visit, what they had to do? They had to consecrate themselves for 3 days.
Yeah.
They couldn't just, Moses, bring the Lord now. No. They had to, you have to mentally, spiritually, and emotionally get right to really visit and get right with the Lord.
It's a physical thing, man. It's a physical. It all plays out physical. Jake had to fast. They had to wash his ass.
Yeah.
They had, hey man, it was a process, man, before you came before the Lord.
And even doing all those things to clean up your spirit.
Yeah.
You know, you fasting, you're like, oh, Moses making us not eat.
Yeah, you understand this why, like, you in the thought processes of why you're abstaining from the things that you would do. You understand? I'm doing this for the Lord. I remember, hey, you gotta go to the mountain. The Lord got a message.
Yeah, and then you can tell when clouds started coming in, they were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But just imagine, like, that's the power that's defending us, bro. Halalyam now, man. That's our power, bro. You got it.
Understand NLT,
Yeah, it says, then your face was bright with innocence, man. And that's how you can tell back in the day when they used to bring the Ark of the Covenant in. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you won already. It got to a point they got proud of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord had to humble them. It got to a point, like, when the Lord entered into the tabernacles, hey, he didn't really be fucked with.
Yeah, you had to argue the covenant. It was like, yo, man, hey, it's guaranteed. We got the dub.
Yeah, we got the dub.
Hey, Jordan, Old, Shaq, Kareem, all on that other side. Like, we brought the ark.
Yeah.
We coming in with the Doom Squad.
Doom Squad.
The dub.
We got the D-like, they probably walking in the room. They was scared. They got scared. But he was scared when they really see the Ark of the Lord enter into the congregation, man. So a part of the Ark of the Lord enter into the congregation right now is this word. This will somebody to understand. You know, you got it, bro.
it says you will be strong and free of fear.
That you shall be strong and fear. Why? Because the Yahawashi is going to be with you, man. That's going to defend you. You know?
Just you said, Allah now, he's our power. Going back to that Judith again. Your ways please Yahawashi. You know, then he fights on our behalf. He defends those who trust in him, you know, and call upon him in righteousness, truth, and sincerity. Again, making that point in Judah. That's why it's so important to serve the Lord. Knowing the times that we're coming into, Esau coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. That's why it's more time to cleave unto your power. That's why the Lord got his men out on the streets, beginning with the apostle and elders on down, you know, proclaiming this gospel, this doctrine of peace unto you. Lord Yahawashi, Lord Yahawashi, still right hand. Turn back to him and serve him the way he want to be served, then he'll be a covering over you, man, and protect you from the evil that's to come. Continuing on, back in the NLT, Job 11:16, you will forget your misery. It will be like water flowing away. Yeah, and going back into what Yahawashi is about to bring to those who trust in him, peace. Knowing that we just, you know, went through the spirit earlier, breaking down what Esau's kingdom is about to come to an end, and the Lord is about to set up a righteous kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. You know, the officer brought out earlier, the Lord is building that kingdom right before your very eyes. That Amos, right? Building up the house of David, as in the days of old, roughly paraphrased, tearing down the breaches thereof. But the breaches are being torn down through Yahawashi, through his word. You know, bridging that gap and gathering hopefully elect on this side of Israel unto him. But it's by that doctrine and that proper way, man. But through this, that's when peace gonna come. We ain't gonna remember, you know, this hell no more. What it said, like they were there, like them in dreaming. When that captivity was overturned, that's what we're seeing taking place now. First, by that word going out, that captivity is being overthrown, going into what that second answer. Preached the downfall of ancient Egypt, and he preached deliverance to those who take hold of the hand of Lord Yahawashi, take hold of his word. But continuing on, it says, your life will be brighter than the noonday. Even darkness will be as bright as the morning. If I may, just going into that hope and that gloriousness that Yahawashi is about to bring his salvation. But again, I must say, it starts with you receiving his word.
If I may,
You got it.
word. That's that right. That's why it says, after this scripture, thy word is not. Those like that word is well. Like this.
Psalm 119.
Yes, Psalm 119, 105. Because thy word is what? A lamp to my
To thy feet.
So that's why I said, thy darkness shall be lit. In the scripture.
Yeah, it says, your life will be brighter than the noonday, even darkness will be as bright as morning.
This is even darkness, but should be bright as morning. This is knowledge, man. You're not going to be in the dark no more concerned with things of prophecy, or even concerned with Yahawashi and Rawchaa.
Okay.
You know?
As until the day, when the day dawn and the day start rising up in your hearts, going into this knowledge of the Lord Yahawashi, being manifested more and more. What it said, the path of the just shining more and more into that perfect day. Paraphrase, going into that light shining, going into this word, man, which you must take hold of in order to receive salvation.
Yeah, because that light is the word, is that light is that vision. Like when shit hit the fan, man, these people ain't gonna have no vision, they ain't gonna have no thought processes to how to move forward for the next day. We're gonna have that light, we're gonna have that vision to see through the darkness.
Okay.
You got it, bro. You got it. Count. Verse 18, NLT still says, having hope will give you courage. You will be protected and will rest in safety.
Apparently something important.
Like me, Romans 15 and 4. For 15 and 4, let me know that the Lord is about to show forth his mercy in a great way. We see it in Babylon and great. The Lord is about to bring a great destruction again into this place. But it's about to give a great salvation as well. It's a lot. You got it.
Fucking demon.
This is back over in Jude 5 and 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Ain't got it right now.
and that's what we're